Minnesota Vikings are at a crossroads with superstar running back Dalvin Cook. Will they extend him? Does the McCaffrey extension complicate things? Yes, it does. Will they trade him? Will they let him walk next year in free agency and get that sweet 2022 compensatory pick? Man, the future. Yeah. And now, before we get labeled a Dalvin hater, because we always talk about the options with Dalvin, it's just the nature of the position. And running backs, it's sort of like admiring a shooting star. You're just like, oh, there it is. Oh, it's gone. Right? That's the window for running backs. Like, there's a surprising number of running backs that were good back in the day that are out of the league that you'll be shocked how young they are. Go look a couple of them up. As well as, I mean, look at Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell was the best running back in the league 3 to 4 years ago. Look at him now, just a massively overpaid paperweight on the stupid Jets balance sheet. And, you know, I love Dalvin Cook. I think he's dynamic. I think he's phenomenal in what he does. I think he was the driver of the Vikings offense last year. I think they sort of fell off a cliff when he was injured and got dinged up. But also, like I've been saying a couple times, would you wager on him doing this 4 years from now? I mean, just because of the nature of the position, just because of his injury history, I don't know. It's a young man's game, and young and cheap will win the day. And so now the Vikings, leverage-wise with Dalvin Cook, it's great to have viable alternatives, right? So enter second-year pro Alexander Mattison, who is a stud, right? The former Boise State beast, third-round pick last year, final pick in the third round after the Vikings traded down 17,000 times, just driving everyone nuts. It's like, oh, the pick isn't? No, never mind. But also, last year had a nice little introductory season where sort of under the radar, put up 462 yards rushing and a touchdown on 100 carries, a little nice 4.62. I'm good at math. Yards per carry, plus 10 catches for 82 yards. So, you know, with Dalvin's future up in the air, could Mattison be a viable RB1 in the future for the Vikings? Maybe? Question mark? There you go. So running backs coach Candy Palomalo loves him. Like, he was like full on fist pump when the Vikings got him in the third round last year. He's a very solid fit for what the Vikings are doing in the zone blocking scheme. That's why he was able to come in right away. Was amazing in a similar system in Boise State, running for 1,415 yards, 17 touchdowns in 2018. Vikings, by the way, should take Broncos left tackle Ezra Cleveland, who is a big part of why Alexander Mattison nailed it. Was dynamic for a couple of years there up in Boise, but yeah, argument for another day. And last year, as a rookie, he was solid in spot duty, working in with Dalvin, who was clearly the lead dog when healthy. It was like a 80-20 split when 33 was fully ready to go. But also, when Dalvin was injured, the Vikings didn't necessarily just completely hand it over to Mattison, much to the chagrin of us fantasy football players who just squatted on Alexander Mattison, but whatever. They worked a lot of Mike Boonin, even worked in a lot of Amir Abdullah. They didn't just hand it over to Alexander Mattison. And one of the big reasons why is that even though he's a solid receiver and he's a threat in that regard, he does need to work on pass blocking, as a lot of young running backs come to the league do, right? Because it's completely a different game than college, because simpler blocking schemes and assignments in college, plus there are just a lot more moving parts in the NFL. Plus, not only do you have to block grown-ass men, right, but also you have to make on-the-fly line calls, protection shifts. You have to, you're on the road, and the center, the guard's trying to explain things to you, and you're like, or the quarterback's trying to audible, like, that whole thing. And also, a big one, it's one of the big reasons why Mattison only had 6 pass blocking reps last year in the regular season. The Vikings simply just did not put him in those spots. Now, is it because that they didn't trust him? They didn't think he was ready? They thought Boone or Abdullah were better, especially Dalvin Cook was better? Probably a combination of all those things, right? But overall, as a runner, I freaking love Alexander Mattison. Like, he's not overly fast, but he's patient as a runner, decisive once he puts his foot in the ground, which is huge in the zone blocking scheme. Powerful as hell, and also explosive in a phone booth. Just he packs a punch. We'll just say that. Now, he's not as fast or quick as famously slow Kubiak star running back Aaron Foster, right? But Mattison is just massive. He's just a massive. He's actually a bit similar to when Kubiak was in Denver and they had Mike Anderson, or I guess Reuben Drones would be a decent comp as well. Mike Anderson's a phenomenal story, by the way. Like, he was in the core, and then he became a mid-round pick. He just destroy college football because he's literally a man playing amongst boys. But yeah, with Mattison, also his 3.33 yards per attempt after contact was really nice as well. So he keeps a licking, keeps on ticking. Those numbers similar to Saquon Barkley, Zeke Elliott, Aaron Jones last year, as well as above Alvin Kamara. So could Mattison be the RB1 for the Vikings? I mean, yeah, to a degree. I think he could be like a 70-30, 65-35 type lead dog back. But also, I mean, again, as well, why are you just hating on Dalvin? I mean, this is a very pragmatic discussion because the Vikings are going to be a run-first team. Dalvin Cook has had a history of injuries. He hasn't played a full 16-game season yet. And if the Vikings were to move on from Dalvin, I mean, who do you think they're going to turn to? They're going to turn to Mattison. And yeah, I think if he improves on his pass blocking, he really could be a very solid, like James Conner-esque 3-down bell cow running back. But for now, I think he's a 2-down player. Now, a great 2-down player with some potential. Like this isn't a full-on. So like who's a 2-down? Like Andre Williams? No, that's a bad example. No one knows who Andre Williams is. LeGarrette Blount. Yeah, he's not going to be LeGarrette Blount who has like zero receiving skills or pass blocking skills and they just ignore it. Like I think Mattison can eventually round into form as a very good 3-down back. But also, I mean, you could pair him up in the draft, a little bit of thunder with a little lightning. Now, I like Mike Boone. But also, if you want to go even younger at the position, guys like Eno Benjamin from Arizona State, guy like J.J. Taylor Dynamite from Arizona, a little spark plug. I freaking love that guy, as well as Jim McCall Hasty, who I think is going to be pigeonholed as a 3-down, as a 3rd-down running back, as well as special teams guy. Would make a lot of sense pairing up with Mattison. Could get him, actually get all 3 of these guys on day 3. Or hell, just go full on. Let's go RB1 and RB1. Picking up Zach Moss from Utah at day 2. Same thing with Clyde Edwards-Helaire from LSU. Let's just go. Let's just do this thing. 2 RB1s. Why the hell not? But overall, your thoughts. Alexander Mattison is our future RB1 of the Vikings. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, below some of the Venmo. Please give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.